Okay, the other day I was working on this all day, but since I had poked a few holes in the base, I filled it up with water because I had put some bug poison. I didn't want the ducks drinking it. So, anyways, this is what it is. I can just take a picture of something that I think I know what it is. Yeah, we have a bunch of this. I don't know where it came from, but I think I do. I do know where it came from. I think it wasn't. It was here one day. It wasn't here for a long time. Then it came out of nowhere. A bunch of them. And this man had put it, lined them up in the front yard. But I don't think he knew what it was. But I think I didn't know what it was either. But I think but they all look the same, like formal. But I don't think that's what it is. I think they look formal because it was a skeleton of maybe of a dinosaur, maybe. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at it, it has like a nails. See? Look at the nails right there. And then it has right there a tooth. See? That's a tooth right there. I told you there's a fault here. That would be the tooth. And it came out, and right there where the fault is, there's a bunch of this stuff. Like it came out of nowhere. It's just all like bubbled up out of nowhere. And see, there's another tooth there. See, right there, right there. Let me put the light on for you. I don't know if that makes a difference right there. See that tooth right there. And then what's further proof is, well, let's take a look at this first. My things are there. Well, okay, this is further proof. There it is. My Derek, well, that's okay. I have poured a bunch of glitter here. I had poured a bunch of glitter and gold glitter. Yeah, it was gold, but it absorbed. But it absorbed very strangely. It absorbed like in chunks. Like it's not, what little glitter is, right? Well, it's absorbed in certain parts. I put it all over the yard out here, around the way, and it absorbed like in clumps. See how that's how it's even turning gold to the screen? Yeah, so it absorbed like in clumps, like it knows what it is, even though it's fake, and hey, there's a culprit right there. See, when you take a picture with the scanner, see how it's looking? When I took a picture with the scanner, with like a document, it shows up at night. If you take a picture in pitch black, the oil culprits show up as white spots, like bright white spots, and that's why I did that one. I did this one right there, that one right there, and then that's the main one right here. The main one's right here. The main one's right there. That's the main one right there. And then there's this one. There's that one right there. See, this pot was all silver. It was all brass. Look what it turned to. I got all black. Yeah, all black, see? And that's the one that was lit up to right there. Right here. This one that was lit up white. And how it was like the EIN right there, but it's backwards. And that's what I was going to show you. Look at the AI video. I took a picture of this, and the AI video went like this. It showed me what to do. It's all these blocks right here. So I think it was like shale. Maybe shale because I looked it up on Google. It's very similar, which is a form of crude oil. And what it did for the AI was it's this. Tell me to do this. I think I put it on there. That. And it showed this flipping these rocks into this side. It just kept doing it over. It was a. I didn't ask it how to do that. It knew what it was doing. It knew what I was doing with the picture. It suggested that. So this right here is going to be very interesting because it's right here. I think, no, I found it over there on the other side. I found it in my office. I found it in my office where I sleep at night or where I lay down at night. And I found it buried. And so this is what it was. Like, not this. I put my shoe here just so they can notice my shoe. But like, I don't have my prosthetic leg, you know, I don't have it anymore. I seen it at one point when we were at the motel. Here it again. I found this buried. And I put it in this because this goes to my prosthetic, you see? This goes to my prosthetic, that. And you're going to see what it's inside. You're going to see what's inside. And I know because when my leg was amputated, it was broken. I know it was broken at the ankle. Because why? My leg didn't hurt. I wasn't in pain. I wasn't stuck to the floor because of the infection. I was stuck to the floor because I was riding my bike and everything. I was stuck to the floor because my ankle was broken. I remember that very clearly. I could feel where it was broken. So, but they never told me that, and I just never. I told them that, but they never like confirmed it or nothing. But here is the. I think that's what this is, and why? Because you can see the ankle. You can see the ankle. You can tell they put it down with bricks. Hold on a second. This is it. I didn't believe it at first, but this is what I call it. This is a brick. That's a brick. But this is where my leg was at the ulcer. The ulcer was right there, and it spread up to there. And then that was like looks like muscle tissue, doesn't it? Like muscle tissue, right there. And this is the bone. See, that's where my ankle. That's where it was killing me. That was killing me. That is why I couldn't get up from the floor because of that. It was broken in my foot, and this is where the foot was. So look at this. Look at this. I don't know what it looks like, but this is looks. See, and that's why I put a lot of petroleum in this water too, in this oil water, because I know that petroleum traps the bacteria. So I didn't want to touch it because when I first touched it, I felt itchy. I did. So and then this thing had like a. See how it has like this because this bacteria had it had like a characteristics of like animals like a almost like a fish, see that fish, aquatics, whatever. Like to see how it looks like it. It came out like something like that. Things like that. Weird shit. Weird things. You can see where all the papers were here. You can even see where the belt buckle was at one point. Here. See? See, it wasn't this color. It was just some color. But the belt buckle was, see how it looks like that? And the belt was right here. There was a belt buckle I had on. I don't know where it's at, but anyways, you'll see it you can see it on the other side. If I do that. See, I don't know what this looks like, but there's a brick there. And yeah. So anyways, okay, so let me show you what I was talking about. This right here wasn't there. This cornucopia. Oh, well, the orange tree. The oranges, the crude oranges make crude oil present. It says if it does not have crude oil, if crude oil is not present, if it is not present, the water will not turn black. But if it is present with the orange juice, with the oranges, it will turn black fast, and it turns black fast. So that's only a crude oil present. And this is the only tree that was here when we got this house. We had to revive it. It was real dry. This is the only thing in the yard, this tree. And that the doorstep over there, I figured it out. It's the main entrance with the crude oil and the derrick without the donkey, which means that's going to be you working, going up and down, up and down, up and down. And this wasn't here. This came out of nowhere. Right here. That came out of nowhere. There's no plants in there, but that wasn't here. See, when this came up, I guess Gabriel put this piece of wood up, but he didn't tell me that. But this was not. This is the same thing as that rock. And right over there is my office. See, that's where I found that piece of rock, that cement thing. Like buried, like a pretty shallow grave too. And I just didn't want to think it, but I just threw it in there because I even wrote my leg on there. I wrote my leg in there, and so I have the mineral rights written on the. I put on the. I found it finally. I'm so glad I had that still, because I had sent that to Governor Newsom. It's my friend Gabriel signed it and everything. It's his real signature. And even if there's no mineral rights, we don't know that, but he had signed it for reals for me, and yeah, it says I hereby give the mineral rights to Jimmy Govin Jr. I signed Gabriel Oshrinja, and I signed it with right next to it, the one I used to always sign for him for many years. And that's it. This is Cornucopia Oil Well, North Visalia, the $1 million, billion dollar, one big beautiful $1 billion gold mine, confirmed by CDTFA. Bye.